Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we have some major leaks to go over for the Nintendo Switch 2. So much new information has broke out over the weekend for the upcoming console. There's some insane things to cover today. We also have some Legends EA theories. There's so much stuff to take a look at. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, this past weekend has been ridiculous for Nintendo Switch 2 leaks. We got some leaks on the Saturday, we got some more leaks on the Sunday, and this is on top of the leaks that we covered recently in a video a few days ago. So, all of these kind of bits of details and information being leaked now, hopefully we're very close to an announcement. But the first batch of leaks kind of were posted on the 26th of April, and that was all covered by My Nintendo News. We also had Pyoro talking about this as well, who of course is the main leaker in the community regarding Nintendo. And then the day after, we had even more kind of rumors and leaks coming out about the Nintendo Switch 2. So of course, take it with a grain of salt, but it is very likely that this is all very true. So we have My Nintendo News here saying Business Korea, the Nintendo Switch 2 could launch 2024 and uses Samsung components. So again, this is a rumor, take it with a grain of salt, but it is highly unlikely that this is actually the case. So another Nintendo Switch 2 leak has emerged, and this time it is from Business Korea. So the Korean publication claims a number of things, including that we could be seeing the Nintendo Switch 2 release at the end of this year after all. So it's been a ridiculous timeline. Originally, we were expecting the Nintendo Switch 2 to get announced in like March, and then it to drop this year. And then we had that whole delayed kind of leak, which meant that the Nintendo console was going to get pushed back to next year. And now another leak is coming out saying, hang on a minute, it could actually still come out this year. So I don't know when it's coming out, but this is the latest information. So 2024 has a little bit more, I guess, hope, you know, hopium, copium, whatever you want to call it, for this console actually happening this year. So they go on to say, the site also says that Samsung is the main component provider for the platform and that the system will use NVIDIA's Tegra T239 chip, which means it would be similar in power to Sony's PlayStation 4 with some ray tracing capabilities and DLSS. You can read the main points from the article in this handy summary from Reddit member Fidler2K. So these are the important points about this article that was posted on Business Korea. So the Switch 2 is expected to launch as early as the second half of this year. So the second half of this year is like June onwards, which is very close. But we haven't had an announcement yet. They're not going to announce it and then drop it the month after. That's just not going to happen. Hopefully they announce it this month and then it could drop like October, November time. Suppliers have reportedly reached a considerable degree of agreement for initial production contracts. The Samsung foundry will fabricate the SoC on Samsung's 7LPH process node. Samsung will provide the NAND storage for both the cartridges and internal memory. And then also Samsung has overcome competitors from China to be the display supplier. And then these next bullet points, this information has also been corroborated by Orexta, primarily a leaker for Samsung Electronics products. So this information here has not only been posted by Business Korea, but also other well-known leakers in like the Samsung community, who of course is apparently going to be the main supplier for the Nintendo Switch 2. So this information down here is very likely. This information is like, yeah, maybe, you never know. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is expected to launch as early as the second half of this year. So that has been that's been corroborated by multiple parties. That's not just one person saying that. That's a well-known leaker, you know, primarily a leaker for Samsung electronic products. This person is also saying the Switch could be or is expected to launch as early as the second half of this year. Significant contracts have already been negotiated in the component industry for initial production. So the Tegra 2T39 produced by Samsung Foundry 7LPH display is going to be a Samsung OLED. And then with the exception that LCD models may be released first using Sharp Display. So they're going to do what looks to be two different kind of Nintendo Switch 2s. So the first one's going to be like the LCD screen, and then they're going to also do an OLED screen as well, but that's probably going to cost a little bit more. So that's kind of like the first batch of leaks and rumors and stuff regarding the Nintendo Switch 2. But we do also have Pyoro talking about this. Now, this guy knows his stuff. He is one of the main leakers, probably the best leaker in the whole Nintendo community. Everybody knows his name now because he's just been that good. Everything he said has turned out to be true, apart from the Pokemon Generation 5 remakes getting announced on Pokemon Day, but him himself said that it's unlikely, take it with a grain of salt, he's not sure about that. Whenever he is sure about something, it is 100% true. So, he's actually quote retweeting this article here that we just spoke about. So, to those sending me this via DM, it appears that this info has been divulged to some manufacturers and Nintendo influencers in China for a while. So everything on this kind of list has already been divulged to China and Nintendo influencers for a while. So people have known about this for a long time. Such info has been mentioned in some private discussions, while my main source can't verify it. So this information has been mentioned already in private discussions, but his main source, the person that he gets all this information from, cannot verify it. So he's not saying like this is definitely true. He's just saying this information has actually already been in private discussions and it's already been divulged to manufacturers and Nintendo influencers in China for a while. He then also goes on to say, I mean, such info has been mentioned in some private discussions before this report. So that, for me, adds a lot of validity to it. You know, this report that's come out today from known leakers has already been mentioned in private discussions before, you know, that this even broke out. So for me, it sounds very promising. It sounds very, very likely, and I'm even more hopeful now that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be coming out this year. And if that's the case, they got to announce that bad boy soon. Maybe even as early as May. A lot of people were expecting June. It could still be June and then come out like maybe around November, December time. But yeah, fingers crossed that we do get this announcement soon. And I don't know what that means for Legends EA, because if the Switch does come out this year, then it's highly unlikely that Legends EA will probably be for the Switch 2 as well as the Nintendo Switch. So that, like I say, has big implications on that. You know, we are expecting some sort of Generation 5 or Generation 2 remake this year. I don't think that would be on the Switch 2 if the Switch 2 came out this year. I think the Pokemon game that comes out this year, if we do get one, will just be solely for the Nintendo Switch. Legends EA for the Switch and the Switch 2, and then Generation 10 the year after could be just for the Switch 2. But that's just my personal opinion about it. We'll have to wait for the Switch 2 announcement. We just need it to happen so we can actually see what it looks like and actually get some sort of release announcement for it. Anyway, that's the first kind of half of these leaks. The next half of these leaks that we're going to go over came out on the 27th of April, so the day after. This was tweeted out by Go Nintendo Tweet saying, rumor, the Switch accessory manufacturer shares new details on the successor's controllers and features. So, rumor, Switch accessory manufacturer, yada yada, controllers and features. Here we keep going again and again. So, the fun never stops when you're approaching the lead up to a new Nintendo console. Today's set of rumored new details comes courtesy of MobaPad, a Switch accessory manufacturer in Japan. They recently shared an article on their website featuring multiple details they claim to be true of Nintendo's Switch successor. Here's the rundown. So, this is like the latest information in regards to the controllers for the Nintendo Switch 2. Remember, we just covered a leak recently talking about all of that, so this is just kind of like adding on to all of that. So, existing Joy-Cons and Pro Controllers will be compatible with the new system, and HD Rumble will still be featured. Now, the other kind of rumor that we covered, they said existing Joy-Cons would not be compatible, but Pro Controllers would. And now the latest reports are saying both Joy-Cons and Pro Controllers will be compatible with the new system, and HD Rumble will still be featured. So, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Like, obviously, a lot of people have Joy-Con drift. I myself have such bad Joy-Con drift, I just can't really be bothered to send them off and get repaired, because hopefully the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out soon. Plus, I never play handheld. But, yeah, apparently both of these are now going to be compatible with the new console. The device will be backwards compatible with the original Switch games, but new cartridges will be a different shape/format. So, what that sounds like to me is that the kind of cartridge slot that we have on the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be designed in a way where it will be able to read the original Nintendo Switch cartridges and then also the new Nintendo Switch 2 cartridges as well. But they are going to be a different shape/format than the Nintendo Switch ones. So, as I'm assuming, so you don't like break them and trying to put them in the actual original Switch. So, either way, that's massive. Backwards compatibility is huge, and being able to have backwards compatibility physically as well as digitally is a massive thing that I think we definitely need for the Nintendo Switch 2. So that's very, very good to hear. There will be new Joy-Cons that are larger and attached to the console magnetically. So that's what the last leak we covered was kind of also talking about. So maybe they just didn't hear all the information, but they are going to be magnetically connecting Joy-Con controllers for the Nintendo Switch 2. They'll also have 2 new buttons, one on the back, one underneath the home menu button, and metallic SL and SR buttons. So I don't know how often these buttons are going to be used. If you're going to be able to use the old Joy-Cons that are missing these buttons, then surely these new buttons are not going to be used in like too much, because obviously you can't use these buttons on the old Joy-Cons. So I don't know, maybe it just means you can only use the existing Joy-Cons for the backwards compatibility games. So let's say you rock up with, I don't know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Maybe these new controllers probably can still be used for that, but the existing Joy-Cons can only be used for that. The existing Joy-Cons will not be able to be used for the Nintendo Switch 2 games. I'm assuming that's probably what they mean by that. It then goes on to say the dock will output in 4K and use a USB-C port. So that's massive information as well. Very, very happy to hear that. That's a huge step forward in my opinion. An improved kickstand will provide better support with a damping bracket, allowing for more precise adjustment of the angle when playing in tabletop mode. And then the screen will measure 8 inches with a 1080p resolution. And then, as always, none of this has been confirmed by Nintendo, so we can't take anything here as gospel. Mobopad is a legitimate accessory manufacturer, so if a new console is coming soon, it would make sense for them to have access to new information. On the other hand, Nintendo certainly wouldn't want them to share that information ahead of schedule, so if these details are real, there's certainly a question as to why Mobopad would decide to make them public. This most likely won't be the last set of rumors to come out about a new Nintendo console before it's officially unveiled. Let's wait and see which ones turn out to be true. So, like I say, these aren't just your normal 4chan rumors or random Reddit posts and stuff. Like, this is legit information that very well could be true. This one seemingly a lot more likely because Pyoro has only spoken about this one. He's not spoken about this one. He's only spoken about the one about the release date this year and like the Samsung stuff. You know, that's the one he's kind of referring to. So this one is very, very likely, and that means good things for obviously this year, the Switch coming out. This one, like I say, it is coming from an actual manufacturer, so it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, you never really know. But this is just a quick rundown of it. So Mobopad, a Switch accessory manufacturers, push what they think they know about the Switch 2. So yeah, backwards compatibility with Joy-Cons Pro Controller, backwards compatible Switch cartridges, new Joy-Cons magnetically attached to Switch 2, dock supports 4K output, new kickstand has a damping bracket, screen is larger than on the original Switch, 1080p. They also go on to say, take everything with a grain of salt until Nintendo reveals it. It's fun to discuss. Backwards compatibility is important, but it isn't a deal breaker for me. If the Switch 2 has a new 3D Mario the first year, it would take something catastrophic for me not to buy one. So I'm so excited, man. I just think that now we're getting so close to the announcement of this and all these big games that we're going to get for it. It's just like a new wave of Nintendo, man. It's going to be so good. We also have Centro talking about this as well. I don't think there's anything else that we've missed. I just kind of want to go over all of these bullet points just to make sure, but yeah, obviously OG Joy-Con and Pro controllers, Switch 1 game cards. Obviously the Switch 2 cards won't fit on the Switch 1. New Joy-Cons are larger and magnetically attached. There's 2 new buttons, know about that. Dock still uses USB-C with 4K support. Kickstand has damping. Screen is 8 inches, 1080p. And then important clarification, the OG Joy-Con support is via Bluetooth. You won't be able to attach them. So that is, that's obviously information that we didn't already know about. So yeah, you won't be able to, it's not like the Nintendo Switch now where you can literally just attach the Joy-Cons to the side of the console. That's not the situation. They will only connect now via Bluetooth, which I get, you know, obviously it's going to be a completely different console design. Well, probably not completely different, but it's going to be a different design, so it wouldn't make sense for them to be able to connect to it. But that's important information. And as well as that, the new dock looks pretty similar to the current dock. Main difference is that that one side is more rounded. So that's the difference between the docks. But I'm assuming they'll look a lot cleaner anyway. They'll look really nice. So that's all of the latest Nintendo Switch 2 leaks, rumors, not even theories, because there's like legit all actual information that very well could come out. So we're going to go over some Legends EA theories, but first of all, like, what do you think about this? Is this information that you're happy about? Like, backwards compatibility is, you know, maybe this year it's coming out. The Samsung stuff, 4K, 1080p, all this stuff to come out is really exciting stuff, and I cannot wait for this to get announced, man. It's going to be so good. I generally can't wait. And I say, it does have implications for Pokemon, especially like Legends EA and stuff like that, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that's all the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. I wanted to quickly finish today's video off with a little bit more kind of theories about Anastar City and the big ol' the sundial as well for Pokemon Legends ZA and the implications that it could have. So, Silver out here saying, I recently noticed one more little detail that connects Diancie and the sundial even further than being made of producing very similar crystals. So Diancie, and especially Mega Diancie, also specifically has these golden rings. So these rings here that are appearing on the sundial, Mega Diancie also actually has. Like, there's so many connections between Mega Diancie and the sundial. Like, I feel like it has to be something in Pokemon Legends ZA. Maybe the quest to get Mega Diancie or Diancie in the game has something to do with the sundial. Maybe that is the situation that's kind of going on. I'm not sure what this could mean other than Game Freak intended Diancie to somehow be connected to the sundial. I would propose that the gemstones that made the sundial come from Diancie. If we explore Diancie and or the sundial's origins and purpose in Pokemon Legends ZA, maybe we could get answers to these similarities. And as well as that, maybe it was supposed to be in Pokemon Z. You know, we know that it was going to get a Pokemon Z. There was loads of stuff that was going to be in that game. Maybe it was all like, all of these unanswered things were going to be answered in Pokemon Z. You just don't really know. But I'm still expecting something big for Mega Diancie in Pokemon Legends Z, or at least I hope there is anyway. But anyway, that is going to be everything for today's video. As I say, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really, really help out. Like I say, leave your thoughts on all of these Nintendo Switch 2 leaks, rumors, like major updates for the next console that have come out over the weekend. Really exciting times. Let me know your thoughts on it all. But yeah, subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.